Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Captain's Compass. I'm Steven Johnson. I'm a community data advocate here at Shipyard. In this edition of Captain's Compass, I want to cover data extraction. So it's kind of starting off with what data extraction is and then moving into how data extraction differs from data orchestration. So in a very simple sense, data extraction is just the act of pulling data from some service and then putting it into usually a database, but could be a Google Sheet, could be an Excel sheet, anything like that. So it's just the process of pulling raw data from some system and putting it into a database or a spreadsheet or something like that. So of course, that process can get a lot more complicated than that. And as your business scales, it can get much larger and more complicated as you scale into your business. You can start with 1 or 2 or 3 data sources, and you can get up to 10, 20, 30, 40 data sources that all come from different systems and all have to be extracted in different ways. So with that in mind, as data orchestration gets more complicated, you have the choice of writing custom scripts for every single one of those integrations that you have and pulling that data out, or you have the option of using vendors that have already done that work for you. And so with that in mind, the vendors that we usually see in the extraction space, of course, this list is not exhaustive. I'm not leaving anyone off on purpose. This is just that I kind of looked at some lists and saw the top 3 or 4 that are in most lists. So that list includes Fivetran, Portable, Airbyte, and Matillion. So those tools have pre-built connectors that are going to take data from, say, Salesforce or something like that and pull it into a database or a spreadsheet or that for you. Now, of course, you do have the option of writing Python or Node or any other language scripts to actually pull that data from all those services using their APIs. Of course, that process, you do get more control over that at that point, but it does take a lot of front-end legwork to actually write those scripts out. So a lot of businesses do go with the vendor. So now the next question is, what's the difference between extraction and data orchestration? So sometimes whenever we get into a demo with a customer, they're kind of like, well, why would we use Shipyard when we have Fivetran? Or why would we use Shipyard if we already have Portable or Airbyte or something like that? And it's a great question because it can get a little bit confusing between the two. So, a tool like Fivetran or Airbyte or Portable, like I've mentioned before, those tools are just going to pull your data from a system into a database. That's just one part of your data pipeline. Usually you're going to want to do some transformations because that data is raw. So you're generally going to want to do something to clean that data up. And then you're going to want to pull that data into a BI tool, or maybe just email it to a stakeholder, or do some reverse ETL and send it out to maybe the marketing team or something like that. So if you just have your extraction tool, it's not going to be able to handle all those other processes. And of course, at your business, you probably do have tools that can do transformation, that can do BI, that can do reverse ETL. And so in those situations, that's great. We're glad that you have those tools. But then what's talking between all those tools? And that's where orchestration can come in, where you can take your extraction layer and put it with a transformation layer, whether that's like a coalesce or a DBT or a SQL mesh or something like that, right? So the orchestration is going to allow that extraction, transformation, BI, reverse ETL, whatever other processes you want to add in there. It's going to be able to connect all those together. And of course, any of your orchestration tools like Shipyard or Airbyte, not Airbyte, Airflow, Prefect, Dagster, any tool like that is also going to allow you to host your own script so that you can actually make your orchestration tool also do your extraction for you as well. So, of course, if you have any questions on how to get started inside of Shipyards or any other orchestration tool talking about extraction or any other questions about data extraction, we'd love to hear those in the comments. If you have any ideas on any other questions that you'd like us to cover in Captain's Compass in the future, feel free to leave those in the comments as well, and we'll make sure we get to those. We'll add those to our list and get to those as we can.